Oh, dear. It's Mr. Sunday! Hey, come over here!
Looks like someone needs help. Let's go check it out.
Mr. Sunday. Hey there! Okay, see the moon in the sky? It's about the size of the... If I just reached out my hand, I could grab the moon, couldn't I?
The moon? You mean the Grand Theater?
Yeah. Look at me. I've been away from home for too long, but it's no big deal. The Grand Theater here looks much better than the moon back home. They told me not to sell everything I had just to come to Pentecost.
Selling everything you had?
Why? Can't you see? Life back home is miserable. It's better to be here at Pentecost. No pain, no worries about tomorrow, just sweet dreams.
Is this truly
Huh? What did you say, young lady?
Oh, it's nothing, sir. You see, the traffic on Glock's Avenue can be dangerous. How about I ask a Bloodhound family member to escort you to Ideen Park over there?
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. See you around, Mr. Sunday. And it was nice chat.
What's up, sister?
This is the land of the dreams. The man we ran into, he doesn't seem happy. Even though sweet dreams are nice, they're just illusions. But...
I suppose you have a point.
Why do you say that?
You think that man is not actually living. But people believe they have, however...
Are you suggesting...
Exactly. The survival of the... No tragedies exist.
Perhaps that man is just an
Yes.
Glad to meet you again. You're too kind, Robin. It's a pleasure to have guests from all over the universe celebrating day and night. I can't stand being lonely or bored, so...
But if this went on...
Nah, every day you get to...
But...
That's exactly what... Only in this sweet... And I wish you a fan...
Seems like that guest's perspective didn't resonate.
She had a valid point.
What you're trying to say is...
Well...
However...
No. The scenery in this dreamscape is truly breathtaking.
Oh, Robin, you're right.
A philosophical...
Oh, not at all.
It's my pleasure. No need to be formal.
And then they have my physical body, my true appearance.
So...
My world has been torn.
that old man's story.
That's precisely what.
However...
There will be a way out.
Look what we have here. A lovely young... Brother, what a surprise to see you.
Show yourself. Your trick.
I've heard that a skilled mass fool received an invitation too.
Barely. The people here are way too gullible. A little bait is all it takes.
Now that you've had your fill, it'd be wise to leave before it's too late.
What? You should be thanking me. Because if it weren't for me cleaning up this mess... Penacony...
That was a personal request.
The Charmony Fest... I don't care what you're thinking, chicken wing boy. But I'm pretty sure our lovely Robin won't be appearing on stage. After all, Penacony, the land of the...
Stop it.
What's the rush?
Our paradise is none of your...
All right. Do you really believe... Well, I've done my... Here, the land it'll be through.
I heard a raven cawing in the distance. It seems the Dream Master will arrive soon. Let's wait here for the dream.
Okay. Seems like a lot of...
Well...
But that someone... The paradise in Penacony isn't...
Remember the old man we met earlier?
That might be true. That path may have... Is Penacony granting...
Well, the future for humanity. Do you remember how we...
Yeah.
Well, shortly after you left.
I had surmised as much. I knew you wouldn't have avoided mentioning the bird for no reason. Despite that unfortunate outcome, I still believe it was the right decision. Birds aren't meant to spend their lives in cages. They belong in the sky. Even if they...
But here's the thing. If there are birds in this world that can never fly, can we really assert that they belong in the sky?
Are you implying that the same goes for humans too?
Let's take the Astral Express as an example. The Nameless made tremendous efforts to bridge worlds, gaining fame across the universe. However, only a few extraordinary individuals can endure such a perilous journey. That's because the pursuit of the Trailblaze exceeds the capabilities of ordinary humans. Otherwise, why would this path be filled with broken rails, an abandoned express, and even a fallen Eon?
That's just... sophistry. If that were true, then only the powerful would have the right to determine...
Unfortunately, that's exactly what happens. Another name for the future is self-value. While this world has its fair share of heroes who inspire people and garner admiration for their heroic deeds, some are born weak and vulnerable. Some find themselves trapped in unfortunate circumstances. Some fall victim to malice and cowardice. When it comes to survival, everyone is equal. And the weak can only watch as their value gets constantly diminished by...
That's why we should care for the weak and support them as if their suffering were...
While the Harmony holds noble aspirations, the strong will always be strong, and the weak will always be weak. Even in this carefree dream. In the end, if people can't even secure their own survival, they won't care about the illusory future of equality. As long as the law of survival of the fittest
But if people don't live for the future, do they merely exist for survival? If even you, my brother, don't believe that the harmony will...
People often forget that when the first bird took flight, the entire world envisioned a future where no more fledglings would ever crash to their death.
Are you reading, sister?
Mr. Gopherwood, if I could become a coordinator.
I see.
Don't you?
Of course I do.
Then, let's build a stage.
It's a...
Yeah, it's a...
Maybe.
You're back sooner than I thought. Any results?
Yes. And now, it's up to us to forge ahead.
Since he's already carried out his last wish, my final mission is complete. But pardon me if I sound curt. It's good to have determination. The path Mikhail left for you is not an easy one to tread. Why else would he have chosen to sleep in solitude, staking everything on some nameless in the future? But you have the numbers, and in numbers comes strength. So that might just delay your inevitable a little more.
Got any more encouraging words?
As I see it, relying on Welt's negotiations alone is far from enough. Regardless of whether the other party will be compliant, negotiating simply allows us to meet them as equals and won't grant us an upper hand. Penacony is our rival's home turf, and we already have very few chips left to play with. Rather than idly sit around while the family's got us blocked off, an offensive approach might be a wiser course of action. We're more familiar with the Stellaron's properties than most, and since it's the key to stabilizing the sweet dream, it's vital to the family's interests. By attacking their core interests, they're bound to retaliate hastily. And as the saying goes, haste makes waste.
That's right. As long as we pose a threat to the Stellaron, either with words or otherwise, we have a chance at gaining the upper hand. But the problem is, on the eve of the Charmony Festival opening, how exactly are we going to get close to the theater? Family security will be airtight. So, no one's gonna say anything? Then I'll raise my hand. I know the answer to this question. What's that supposed to mean? You'd better... So, I heard that before the Charmony Festival begins, there'll be a pageant to kick off the festival. It's called the Soulglad TM Festivity Auditions, or something. And it's going to be held in the moment of Scorch Sand. As long as we clinch the top spot, we'll be able to attain the title of Festive Superstar, and be able to personally bask in the graces of Miss Robin. Not that... So... How do we go about participating in these festivity auditions? I've already procured special invite tickets from Miss Robbins. To tell you the truth, I had been preparing to join the auditions all along. But now it looks like even if I scrape through, I probably still won't have the chance to shake Miss Robbins.
So they're still running this thing, huh? It was originally just a publicity stunt, set up by Mikhail to drum up attention. But it looked...
We'll follow Marge's plan. Mr. Gallagher, will you be joining?
I'm afraid I won't have the time. As a virtual character, I've already completed my final mission. Whether Penacony can awaken from this dream is all down to you.
Should we ever cross paths again? I'd love for you to visit the Express.
All right. I'll have to add to that data bank of yours you've got on the Express.
And Miss Firefly, we thank you for all your support. We're faced with a formidable enemy.
We've already come this far together.
This is also the spirit of the Trailblaze.
Oh, wow! They've really outdone themselves!
Behold, here come four friends with spirit high and full of steel. Are you aspiring? Yes, you.
Excuse me, you.
As the last group of contestants, how confident are you in overcoming all of the challenges?
Would you be open to a.
Your journey is...
The sword and...
A knight's head is hard.
People are poor.
Ladies and gentlemen, please. Coming towards us now is one of Penacony's top 10 wealthiest top.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm the director of Soulglad's factory.
Hello, everybody. I'm Himiko, a nameless from the
Don't you guys need to hide? Can't hide it anyways. Penacony is plastered with our posters. And because the Astral Express is so well known, the family won't dare to make any rash move. Don't expose my net handle to everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm March 7th. I'm an ordinary girl who loves.
Hello, everyone.
So it's a bunch of...
Grab a box.
Show your courage.
This place is buzzing.
That's right. This event is a miniature representation of that time known as the era filled with boundless possibilities.
Grab a bottle of Soul Glad and make your dreams of
Nameless, your arrival reminds me of the grand occasion when Penacony was first established. I was still a young, bright-eyed lad back then, lured here by the watchmaker's ads, full of zeal and ready to make my first fortune in life. Once, during a particularly grueling day, I passed out and was resuscitated by a drink from Mr. Sousa. That sweet taste has since been etched in my mind, and that was what drove me to create the Soul Glad that we all know and love today. The dream-chasing era was truly a wondrous time. Oh, I miss those days, and the watchmaker. Scorched Sand Hall is my homage to that time of boundless possibilities. I wholeheartedly hope you make it to the finish and emerge as the next superstars of Penacony. Now then, is there anything you'd like to say before the competition officially begins? That's the trailblazing spirit. How about you, Miss March?
Hello, everyone! Next up, get ready for the Mega March 7th Adventure, where I'm going to break the speedrun world record!
Trailblazing into the uncharted and challenging the limits. That's Miss March 7th for you. How about Miss Firefly?
I hope that by the end of this journey, everyone will have achieved the outcome that they hope for.
Ah, a wonderful wish! Miss Himiko, what are you expecting from your team?
Safety first, everyone.
Simple words, but full of warmth. Waiting for you are 3 stages, each connected to that era. The first 2 stages offer 2 distinct paths to choose from, with unique challenges on each route. And in the last stage, you will fix. Those are the rules.
Everyone, as the Charmony Festival is drawing closer, we must March and I haven't...
Fine by me.
All right.
Time's ticking.
We'll split into the assigned groups then. Let's not...
Welcome to the first stage of Soul Glad Enter in the School of Acting Challenge. You have now make... me to introduce the rules of this challenge to you. There are 3 stages up ahead. On each, you will find your task. Also, a bit of trivia. The records...
Just take you two. Envision that you're driving an old clunker through the wilderness of the dreamscape, braving the cold wind, choking on the dust, and suddenly, a fierce memory zone meme blocks. Now, Miss Greyhair, what line would you deliver to express your disappointment?
No, that's not right. You're trying to express disappointment. Why do you sound so chipper?
Very good. Now, though you're disappointed, your screen partner is conversely very enthusiastic. Now, young lady, you will say...
This is great! I love...
Very good! Very... Suddenly, now, Miss Greyhair, what line will best express your surprise at this moment?
That's not right!
But at this moment, your partner yet gazes into the sky, both her eyes closed. The raindrops fall, blurring her vision, and she tragically says...
Perhaps we were never meant to succeed. Right?
Fantastic! Both of you have an incredibly solid foundation in dialogue delivery. However, lines aren't everything in a performance. Please continue this story on the second stage. Up next, you'll be challenged with a body language test.
I hope these tests won't take too long.
Here, you two are required to skillfully utilize body language to portray the story context I've laid out for you. Picking up from where we left off, a heavy downpour saves you both stranded in the desert. This rain quenches the anger in your heart. You look to your companion, now completely devoid of fighting spirit, wanting to comfort her. At this moment, what should you do to
make someone laugh? You look less like you... The test now is about body language.
Right answer. Your companion sees you rolling about in the sand and thinks about the arduous obstacles of...
I'm... gonna get back on my feet and keep moving forward.
A tug at the heartstrings! You have no choice. The goods you stockpiled at high prices have to be sold at a loss. This is a pretty self-destructive move, which drives your business to the brink of bankruptcy. At this moment, what would you, who refuses to admit defeat, decide to do? Fantastic! But it's a pity your friend does not agree. Seeing that you're up to your eyeballs in debt, she sees nothing but despair in her future. And then... However, the true test is yet to come. You're about to encounter the harshest judge this show has ever seen. You'll need to rely on perfect performances if you want to win them over.
Welcome to the final stage. Two companions arrive. Many years later, their paths cross once more in the thriving Penacony. Yet, they refuse to acknowledge each other because... Against the backdrop of a revitalized Penacony, the joy of reunion mixes with the sorrow of past separation, the awkwardness of being strangers, and the shyness of a long-awaited encounter, all converging at this very moment. Give it a shot. Try and convey this bittersweet scene to me. Bring it to life with precise...
This is...
Your performance is God, I never imagined that such a sad...
Huh? But we haven't even done anything! Is his imagination running wild and...
Brilliant! Your portrayal outdone! Beautiful!
We have passed the test. We ought to hurry up. Stellaron is at stake.
Congrats to both of you for clearing the stage, but look at the time! You finished much faster than that red-haired contestant.
That red-haired contestant.
You'll find out eventually, but only if you clear the next test first. Well, you have the option to choose gunfire and undergo Brother Hanu's trial, or time, where you'll face Clucky's trial. And now... Dear friends, welcome to the enchanting universe created by the Watchmaker. Awaiting you is the morally. It is said that these cartoon characters were inspired by the Watch. Enter into the world.
If it's a gunfire trial, we should be able to settle this with a fight, right? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Are we...
Very good. Looks like you've got the in this hot. Alas.
Oh, brave Hanu, you look like you could really use some help. Long time no see. Oh, listen, but you know. Now, I can't wait.
Let's stay alert and make sure those monsters don't spot us. Look up there! If we can push that thing down, do you think that would do the trick? Finally, that's all the jigsaw pieces. Let's hurry back.
Oh my! Hurry!
Disconnecting from that thing so suddenly has left me feeling slightly disoriented. Is that... What exactly?
Tick-tock! It's
Clocky?
in Dreamville! Hanu says... The enemy is... Touch that suspicious-looking TV right now!
So they just... Sheesh. Well, here we go again. Ready? I am gradually getting...
Oh, did last we spot brick?
But...
Guess what?
The storage room. It's behind the shelves, right? He wasn't lying. There's actually a bazooka here. Now we should have a way of dealing with those baddies. This thing feels just like the soaring locust too. Careful. Here we go again. But no big deal. We're pretty handy with this bazooka now. That should be all of them.
Oh my!
Well, that's that.
Congratulations in the final stage. Welcome to the 30th.
No way. I think I just saw someone. Someone...
Are you...
Repay. Bear witness. To...
Time to change tactics. Lend me your strength.
Free will
Then
or
to
was
the
it
storm.
fate?
To guard and defend. Crush them.
On the still waters of oblivion.
The flesh wound.
Stand down.
Let the duel commence. Put forth all your might.
Trust.
Lend me your strength.
Another journey begins. Destined for oblivion.
Challenge. I underestimated. Bloom.
Save it for your own skin. Tedious.
Rise to the challenge.
You chose the wrong enemy.
Rise to the challenge.
Lend me your strength.
Blade of moonlight. All will be revealed. In lunar flame.
Rise to the challenge.
On the still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
This symbol of pure...
Eternal sleep is not the
Dead returned! Flesh wound!
Lend me your strength.
Bear witness. You're fighting a gentleman.
We've entered the storm. To guard and defend. Crush them.
Free will, or was it fate?
This battle is unavoidable.
Pledge thy loyalty.
Familiar. Don't worry, it's just a scrap.
Put forth all your might.
I underestimated you.
Familiar.
Behold, this symbol of pure...
We've entered the storm. To guard and defend. Crush them.
I'll see you off.
Stand down.
Annihilate.
You'll
I
pay
want
for
to
this.
protect everyone too. Help me, Mr. Sora.
Lend me your strength.
Blade of moonlight. All will be revealed. In lunar flame.
The flesh wound. Put forth all your might.
Trouble.
Receive divinity.
Your assistance is timely.
Eternal sleep.
The dead return. The flesh wound. Pledge thy loyalty.
This battle is unavoidable. Lend me your strength.
Rise to the challenge. Let duel commence.
I need to be brave.
Confess.
I underestimated you.
Put forth all your might.
Stay back, Clara.
We've entered the storm. To guard and defend. Crush them. Lend me your strength.
Ready for death?
Stay back, Clara. I underestimated you. Stay back, Clara.
Eternal sleep.
The dead return. The flesh wound.
Hide.
I want to protect everyone. Tell me, Mr. Sora.
You are fighting a gentleman. Put forth all your might.
Mission command.
Tedious.
Behold, this symbol of pure. Let duel commence.
Lend me your strength.
Blade of moonlight. All will be revealed. In lunar flame.
We don't have much time. In that case, let's make our way to the end. Penacony's really thronging with talent. I hope we make it in time.
Show your courage.
Let's wait and see.
congratulations to the both of you on becoming the festive superstars of this eye. On behalf of the organizers, extend my sincere congratulations to you. Wish... As previously promised, my sister, Mr. Yang, and I have met with the Dream Master. We delved into the truth about Penacone. Both I and the Oak family cannot acquiesce to your request. We acknowledge the perspective of you, Nameless. Penacone does require change, but not as you propose. The planet of festivities cannot and will not revert to a place characterized by chaos. Through your journey of overcoming obstacles, you must have glimpsed the essence of that era. The vulnerable ruthlessly eliminated, equality non-existent, common folk living precarious lives, eking out a dreary existence. Ultimately, only heroes like yourselves manage to achieve success. But I would dare ask, if you did not possess the special status of having a Stellaron, and you were but an anonymous and frail member among the masses, which Penacone would you prefer? A dystopia for the survival of the fittest, or a sweet dream paradise for all?
That's not the point!
Mr. Sunday, even if the members of the Oak family can't fully agree on what to do about the Stellaron, now's not exactly the time to be holding an extensive discourse about Penacone's past and future. The Stellaron issue concerns the life and death of everyone on Penacone. If anyone has a better suggestion, the crew is more than willing to listen. Also, it'd be best this way. We'll at least know what Welt and Miss Robin are dealing with, and the reason why they failed to make our appointment.
Ah, Navigator. That is precisely my intention. With all present, let's begin by discussing the details of that meeting. Let's talk about our tribulations and choices, and our final course of action.
You mean to say that for the longest time, there...
Indeed, Dream Master.
Do you have...
I'd like to ask, did you really not know of the Stellaron's existence?
I would have never thought that this Nameless would point the spear at me.
If I have offended, the Astral Express extends its sincere apologies. But the current circumstances are dire and leave no room for meticulous inquiry. We're doing this out of concern for the Dreamscape's safety. So, if you could...
Dream Master, it's just to prove that the Charmony Festival has nothing to do with the Stellaron. If we're being overly cautious, I will return to the stage to offer tribute in song, just per the arrangement.
Sunday, Robin, I've watched you two grow up and know your dispositions like the back of my hand. Both of you, right now, can surely be lauded as their most devout advocates. I already know the magnitude of this matter is enormous and cannot be taken lightly. Since Mr. Yang has asked with such earnestness, I will personally respond in kind. If there is a need, the entire Oak family will be mobilized to heat Sunday. Might I ask you to beseech them to cast their light unto me, and question me in their stead, so that no lies...
I will do as you can.
Robin, could I entrust you?
I will do as you...
May thy will be...
Oh, triple-faced soul.
Let us begin.
Understood. Question. Have you devoted your life to your god, never worshipping other gods?
Naturally.
Do you love your god as you do yourself, always heeding their admonishment?
Naturally.
Have you strayed from the path expected by your god?
Never.
Have you ever been inordinate with your asks of your god, coveting more than the foundation of...
Never.
Then, a final. Do you swear to fulfill all vows, past?
With the Eon as my witness, if I do not deliver on my words, or if I renege on my vows, may I be cursed in accordance with...
They have seen your faith, and have endured...
Just a moment.
What?
I have another question I hope to have. To my understanding, the family's harmony and prosperity have never relied on so-called divine... The god you both mentioned. Are they truly Shipe?
Mr. Yang should know that those belonging to the family toil together as if they were kin, embracing solidarity and unity under such a delicate and complex symphony.
Perfectly harmonized. Therein lies the problem. It isn't an outsider lurking in the shadows who changed the harmony, but a dissonance that has surreptitiously emerged from within this very symphony itself. In the distant past, there existed an Eon. With one flick of the wrist, they crafted the laws of the cosmos. Their followers formed the Beyond the Sky Choir, spreading solemn and reverent hymns. Later, they fell. The route traversed by this Eon clashed with the harmony, ultimately being absorbed and fused into it. The chorus that once reverberated across worlds fell silent, and when it echoed anew, it was transformed into the hymn of harmony. Though an Eon may perish, paths with no masters still linger. In the all-forgiving harmony, echoes of bygone dissonance may subtly arise.
Mr. Yang, being overly astute can be a detriment. Especially when you find yourself alone and without...
So this is how...
For the sake of our grand cause Sunday, please afford these two an opportunity to rest.
What?
Sorry, Robin. It's just you. I did not wish for you.
So, this is the true reason I can't sing? The shadow that envelops Penacony is actually...
We were never children of the harmony. Our ideal paradise could not have been crafted by Shipe. True bliss can only be guaranteed by the one who transcends the many. Within the foundation of law, humanity establishes civilization, and through harmony, we obtain order.
Unbelievable. To think that there would be remnants of...
What have you done with Mr. Yang?
Don't worry. I just gave them some time alone to ponder their fates.
You should know that these actions make you an enemy of the Ast.
Should we need to stand against the Nameless, it would only be your efforts for the justice of Penacony are evident to everyone. Patience is a virtue. However, I won't hold it against you.
If it is the order that drove you to imprison Welt and Robin, and you're using them to coerce our compliance, then they'll—
You're mistaken, Miss Himiko. They are in very safe hands. And just as the family has always proclaimed, no one can be harmed in the dreamscape, least of all in the beautiful new world. Penacony and the entire universe have witnessed far too much innocent bloodshed. The strong wield their blades against the weak, and the victors push the vanquished to the brink of life. Natural selection. The world abides by this principle, establishing the well-being of humanity atop the corpses of the downtrodden. Only we.
So you've decided to resurrect a dead Eon? No one's ever done such a thing.
If Miss Himiko is interested, let's draw back the veil and speak candidly. I've always firmly believed that I'm willing to divulge the unembellished truth as to the intentions of the Order's Pathstriders, so that you will make better judgment for the Astral Express, for Penacony. So, come with me, everyone. Let us...
Huh? Where do you...
Welcome. This isn't any location in Penacony's dreamscape. It's my inner world. The reason the scenery before you remains unchanged is because you're...
Did you do the same to Welt?
It's a tuning process. Stronger in effect and more draining on the mind. The gray-haired guest has experienced it before, so she should Tuning allows you to intuitively grasp my feelings. Now, everyone, please look at the hue. From this point on, you will witness the numerous decisions I've faced. I believe after going through similar predicaments. Let's begin. This story happened when Robin and I were very young. We were victims of the Stellaron disaster, and the family's later on. Robin and I lived a time with nary a care in the world. One day, after dinner, that baby bird was tiny. It didn't even have all of its feathers, and it couldn't sing. When we found it, it was already on its last breath. We decided to build a nest for it right there. It was clear that if we decided that when it hits destiny. Now, I pass the power of choice to you all. Faced with this situation, stick to the original plan and build a nest with soft net where the Charmony dove fell, or build a cage for it and feed it, giving it the utmost care from within the warmth of a home. I eagerly await your answer. Interesting. Since you've made up your mind, allow me to reveal what fate this choice will... From what I've observed, there are at least 3 predators in that yard that prey on small birds. The Vosicle Scorpion, Asdana Wolverine, and the hunting. Even if they shy away from humans, these animals are still near apex predators in a fenced location like a yard. In such a location, only one fate awaits that little... As for the choice you made, I am deeply sorry. Now, this story happened when I was appointed as Bronze. It was during that period. He was a dream chaser. He told me he had a plan in place. After hearing the dream chaser, I'll tell you the outcome soon. Will you do as I did and try to convince the Bloodhound family to stop their pursuit? Or will you remain silent, leaving him to languish while the hounds are hot on his heels? I look forward to everyone's decision. I'm honored to witness you arriving at the same decision. Out of respect, I'll share with you the dire consequence. First, the outcome. Now then, he told me the reason in the end. As to your choice in the story this time. This story, what surprised me was the letter contained the...
Do you know?
My sister.
To help you...
From what the letter...
Correct.
A stray...
A war has broken out on that planet. She hoped to ease the people's suffering with song.
Is she all right?
If the operation by the eon above...
Those... Now you understand why she always wait.
How could this happen?
It's all in the past. Likewise. Because this is mere... Would you still support Robin's journey on the path of harmony? I am now aware of everyone's stances. Raising these questions merely serves to illustrate one point. The plight of Penacony cannot be salvaged by the harmony. The true foundation for a sweet dream paradise can only be I know the suffering of being tormented, the turmoil of losing your way, how sorrow and even despair set in when matters don't work out. All of this causes me unending pain. We must teach the weak how to live a happy life. And this life isn't some noble propriety that the upper crust preaches, but in definitive terms, a way of survival that belongs to everyone.
So what is your definition of living a happy life?
Good question. Human consciousness is fundamentally an illusion, a cage known as self-worth. People lured in by this illusion make mistakes, yet still ask that external influences bear the burden. When one mistake after the next permeates the masses, they become impossible to trace. Thus, the amassing of these individual cages culminate to form a prison, a place dictated only by the rule of survival of the fittest. Nature is always accompanied by predation and sacrifice. Its antithesis is known as order. That is what I want to do. Unite people's happiness under the banner of order. They won't need to make bitter choices any longer, nor face the weaknesses of humanity. They can Simply describing thoughts is far too abstract, so allow me to provide a simple example. As you all may know, there are societal norms like weekends and long weekends that exist on some worlds. During these hard-earned rest days, people are given, and it is only on these days, that people do not have to adhere to the law where the strong prey on the weak. They can live out their lives happily during these brief intermissions. It's just a pity that 2 or 3 days are still too fleeting compared to the span of a lifetime. From where I stand, society's ideal system should be 7 rest days. Following Sunday, there should ensue a second, a third, and indeed an infinite procession of Sundays. This should be the face of the new world. Idyllic, eternal, peaceful days. And thus, every person can return to their base selves in this utopia. Some gaze in reverence at the stars, pouring their whole beings into calculating the distance between us and the isolated world of Pagana. Meanwhile, some seek refuge in quiet corners, holding one another, unencumbered by the chains of unwelcome obligations. There would be no need to bear. Miss Firefly, you who are stricken with entropy loss syndrome, you of all would surely understand.
It sounds like a flawless theory.
But what is the price to attain all this?
The cost is minute, merely a personal and eternal sacrifice. If this paradise is to be maintained for everyone, someone must remain trapped in solitary wakening until the end.
Wakening. Which means that this so-called paradise is still a dream. Stepping into this paradise means forsaking reality.
It is not forsaking, but transcending. Flesh, blood, sorrow, weakness. If the physical is the root of spiritual suffering, it is only logical that we defeat it.
But in this supposed bliss, people won't have defeated their demons. The chance to overcome their tribulations would be forever lost to them. In other words, it is an escape.
That's another way of understanding it. But there is no shame in escape. On the contrary, the seeds of escape exist in everyone's hearts. Don't you agree, Miss Firefly? And as to why we sleep, it is because we are afraid to awaken from our dreams. But this is not in conflict with the grand plan. Only in acknowledging this can we truly understand the frailty of human nature, and from there, show compassion and protection.
I admit that you are a born leader. But unlike you, I live for the self. From my perspective, individuals making choices for themselves is their birthright. The want to escape may be innate in the weak. But whether they are weak or not, it is not up to another to decide. Perhaps in your mind, you also view me as weak? Because I don't. don't think so.
Since Miss Firefly has said her piece, the Astral Express will also naturally give you our answer. We'll leave it to you, just as Mr. McHale instructed before.
What is this place?
Does this place ring any bells, Misha?
I don't know, but I feel a sense of deja vu. What is this place?
It's the realm within a dream bubble. This was left to the Astral Express by a nameless, but weirdly, when we entered it, it was completely empty. Dr. Edward from the Dreamscape sales store told me that dreams are formed from memories, and a dream bubble can't take shape if it's so. I thought you might be able to help us in unraveling this mystery, Misha. As a hotel doorman, you know Penacony best among us.
I don't know much about dream bubbles, but if you want to figure out what this mansion is, I'll do my best.
I'm counting on you then.
Himeko, I still don't get it. Why were you so sure that Misha had a connection with this dream bubble?
I wasn't sure. It was just a hunch. But since Misha feels familiar with this place, my hunch... Exactly. This is where you and Firefly encountered death, which we now know as dormancy. Consider the question now is, who brought you here? Based on the clues we have so far, it's unlikely to be that masked fool. So we're drawing closer to the truth once more. Let's give Misha some time.
All right, but...
I guess... I'm not entirely sure, but let's give it a try.
Wait, you managed to choose the right door?
Weird. This place is quite different from the hotel. But I feel like if I remember correctly, there should be a fireplace down that hallway. Clocky and I used to, and the room on the other side was the toy room. I loved spreading out all the toys from the box. Hold on. This doesn't make sense. Didn't I grow up in Dreamflux Reef?
This could be a case of amnesia. Don't worry, Misha. It's common for everyone to forget certain aspects of the past. Those memories haven't vanished. They're just lying in the depths of your mind. Since this place seems familiar to you, why don't we explore?
Yeah, then...
Mikhail, that's the name. Now we all know him as the Watchmaker. So, who is he talking to? Do you know anything about it, Misha?
I'm sorry. I don't know much about the Watchmaker. But Mikhail...
Anything special about that?
Mikhail is great.